So I just got done carving these cross cannons and I need them to be wall mountable. If you missed the video on my carving these, you can check that out. We've put a link up here for you. What I'm going to do now though is put keyholes in the back. So in order to do that, number one, I need to make sure that it's aligned when I put it upside down. That's why I put these two alignment holes here. And so I've got this corresponding holes down in the spoil board, and you'll see that when we get there. But first we need to program the keyholes, and we're going to go over and do that in Aspire. Then we'll bring it over, throw it on the CNC and cut those out, and we'll show you how it turns out. So stick around. Be sure to drop any questions you have about keyholes and how to make them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Let's get to this.
All right, I'm going to use Vectric Aspire. This is 10.5, but your version shouldn't really matter. The important thing is coming in and setting it up properly. I'm just going to make a generic 12 by 12 sheet here. It's 0.75 thick. Where this matters is how this is going to line up on your project, so make it relative to your project. I use the bottom left corner and the surface, make sure it's only single-sided, and we're good to go there. So first thing we need to do is generate a circle. The size of the circle doesn't matter. What matters is the center of the circle, because that's what the tool is going to use. So the size doesn't matter, but we are going to set this to 1.5 inches from the side and 9 inches from the bottom. And that gives me a really solid reference as to where it's going to be. The reason I went with 1.5 off the side is because as I mirror this and duplicate it across job center, it's going to make the holes 9 inches on center, 9 inches up from the bottom where they start. So I select both of the holes, come up into gadgets. If I don't have it, you can hit install new gadget, and that will take you to Vectric, where you can download the gadgets you need. Mine came with it, so yours may also. And then we just slide down here to the keyhole toolpath, select it, and now we are going to come in and set it up. We want to go vertical from bottom to top. That's going to say an entry point at the bottom. 0.375 depth is how far it's going to go deep. 1 inch is how long it's going to be. And then we've got our entry hole diameter and slot diameter. These are only for the clearance toolpath. We set the tool up. The important thing on here is the width of, or the diameter of the tool, and I just created a dummy tool for this, making sure we get our feeds and speeds and plunge rates right. Pass depth needs to be more than your depth of slot. So we come in and now we've got this generated. The keyhole you see is just the outline of where it's going to cut, and I'll use that for clean out. As we look at the keyhole toolpath that was generated, it is just a line that goes from the bottom to the top. And so we'll come in, take a look at these, and that is as simple as the toolpath is. As we preview this, you'll see that it just cuts a slot. Starting at the bottom, moving to the top, coming back down. You got a little buffering there, so it's not showing it, but it comes straight back down and then lifts out. Now this just represents the path the keyhole bit will follow. I need to do a clean out before I use my bit, so I'm going to come to select both of the keyholes and do a pocket tool path with a clean out tool. And so I'm going to use a tool that is the same diameter as the shaft of my tool. And then I'm just going to ramp that in and set that up. So now this is going to generate a tool path to clean those out. And this is something that I will run before I run my keyhole toolpath. I did set this to where it's going to take 3 passes for bit stability. And let's move that pocket above the keyhole. Otherwise it kind of doesn't work. So this is just going to cut that path and make the opening for the tool, the keyhole tool, to cut the underhang to give us the actual keyhole. I'm doing this because the bit I have is not for plunge cutting, so I have to clean it out first. I like to go the entire way clean out because it just takes a lot puts a lot less strain on the keyhole bit itself. So now we've got the clearance and then the keyhole toolpath. So the keyhole tool, or the clearance, follows the shape of the outline, whereas the keyhole toolpath is just a straight line up and a straight line back. And the shape will actually be made by the difference in the side of the head versus the shaft. And as you see there, it goes straight, plunges straight in, goes vertical, and then back down, and then comes straight out to give us the perfect keyhole, where the pocket is going to make 3 passes, just clearing out all of the material as you've gotten your vertical. From here, the last thing we've got to do is select our toolpaths and export them or save them as G-code files. Then we can transfer them over to the machine. Here we're going to run our pocket toolpath with the clearance bit. It goes really quickly. Then we're going to switch over to our keyhole bit, and we will run the keyhole path down, over, back, up. Down, over, back, up. That simple, that fast, that easy.
So it's crazy how fast it really goes. I don't even think we fast forwarded that, and it was still only about it was under a minute to cut them both. But as you see, we've got those cut out now, and they're gonna fit they're gonna fit well. Really simple task to do. Just make sure you've got that keyhole gadget in your Aspire, or I'm sure whichever app you're using has some equivalent. So thanks for watching. Be sure to check out that other video, and if you got some value out of this, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see what I've got coming up in the future, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.